scrambled right now. I'm going to pick a number, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm going to send us live on Facebook, or try to. And if it doesn't, I just post it later. But sometimes it goes straight live, and sometimes it, for some reason, and it doesn't go live right away. But either way, I'll put it up there. But let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, we've got 10 suggestions, my friend. So you get to pick between 1 and 10, and then I'll tell you what the suggestion is based on my scientific way of scrambling the ones on your wall and the ones on my wall.
Okay, I'm going to go just the top side of medium. I'm going to pick 6.
All right. So this is the suggestion of Epiphany. Epiphany is our suggestion.
Are you okay?
Yeah, man, I zoned out for a second.
I saw you just leave, like you just like departed your body.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever had one of those moments where, like, I mean, it literally felt like a thunderbolt,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't breathe for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like this, it just came to me. It came to me in a flash. Like all of those, cliches you hear about, like I'm sorry, I just experienced it. Whew.
I get it. I do. Like it's just like you're trying to. Well, I mean, what we were talking about, like what pizza we wanted. You got like, and you left. You just left the room.
Right.
What happened to you? What? Tell me what it was.
We should. First, I feel like we should order, but I also feel like I really should tell you what I just went through. So I'm cool with pepperoni, and if you're still on the vegan thing, we could do vegan cheese or just have pepperoni, whatever you want to do.
I'm all in 100% carnivore again. Can we do pepperoni and sausage both?
Great. Yeah, pepperoni and sausage. I hope this doesn't get too heavy on you. But I just turned 40 this year.
Oh, yeah.
You knew that, right? You know,
yeah, 2 weeks ago I missed the party. I'm sorry, I did, but yeah, it was right on. Yeah, 40 is kind of a big one though. It's like it's got weight to it. Yeah. Real or not, it's there.
Yeah, and so I've been thinking for the past 3 weeks. I'm like, what is my purpose in life? And I'm just like, every day it changes, and I don't ever feel like that's my purpose in life. Like I feel like, oh, maybe it's this, and then I started defining myself by my job, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe it is to align people's spines, much like I want, all of that stuff, right? But like, I think my purpose in life is to enjoy moments with everybody I come in contact with. I think that's what my purpose in life is to enjoy the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I completely understand. Like that, just like what's the meaning? What's the purpose?
Yeah.
Like, it's not too heavy for me at all. By the way, I love this because like, surely my purpose in life is not adjusting claims for the insurance business.
Yes.
Like, not my.
That's not your purpose.
Purpose, capital P.
Right.
Being right. But like, yeah, enjoying the moment.
Like what do you know? Right? Do you know your purpose? Like,
no, I gave up.
Oh my God, it was so clear to me.
Yeah.
Like, that is like, I felt like everything just stopped for the moment, and then it was like, this is your purpose in life, is to enjoy.
Yeah. That's amazing. Because I honestly, like, my 40th was just like 7 months ago. And at that point, I was like, I'm 40 years old. I don't know my purpose. I don't know the meaning. And you know how big I was into like philosophy and reading and thinking and even theism, like just all. And I gave up. I was like, I'm not gonna, I don't get to know. Maybe this is a deathbed flash. Like I get to know at the end, which is very existentialist. Like I get to know once I know the whole story. That's where I was. I gave up. I'm so excited for you that you're having this right now.
Wow. Dave, I feel like all roads led to this moment right now. Right. And that it is clear to me, and maybe the roads for you lead to the end. And what's better? What's better knowing? Because now I'll be honest, now I feel like there's somewhat of pressure on me.
Yeah.
Every second I'm like, you got to seize this. And that's going to be real tiring right there.
Maybe, yeah, because like I mean, if right now like we're having this connection, we're excited, but if you start thinking about like the adjustment that went kind of poorly yesterday, you're gonna feel like you're screwing it up.
Right. And then I'm like, is that just a metaphor for me and like adjusting my life? Is what I do adjusting? Is that part of what I should be doing now? So right now what I'm thinking is, you know what, maybe we should go with vegan pizza. Like I know you gave that up and you're full carnivore, but right now I'm like, I'm second guessing. And I just need to accept. I need to accept like this is what it is. And that's the hardest thing for me, Dave. I can't accept the way things are. I just have
Ryan,
a hard time accepting.
I gotta tell you, Ryan, it's too late. I already ordered it on my phone. I punched the buttons, I pushed it, it's coming.
Perfect.
The sausage and pepperoni, it's over.
Then that's perfect. That's even
Right.
better because it leaves me, well, shit. Now that leaves me no choice. So now I'm thinking free will versus predetermined. Like,
You're locked in though.
oh
You're locked in. You're stuck. You're stuck.
no, oh no. And you already went through this. You already went through this because you were on, like, for years you were into philosophy and state of being, and you've kind of already gone through it. So, like, maybe I'm going to be where you are later on, and I have to go through my own thing right now.
But maybe, but I don't want to imply like I'm doing something right or like I'm an expert in any way. Because right now it's like, so, okay, but I gave up, right? So the only way to do that I found was to unask the question. Stop asking the question. What does it mean? What's my purpose? But I keep asking it. And I have to like, so I'm like, what is this meaning? What is my purpose? Stop asking that question. That happens like 9,000 times a day. And that's tiring too.
Do you ever think that we can just be, or do you think that this whole life we're always doing this, we're always going to be working some way or another?
Yeah, I think, no, that's the gates of Eden, right? Is when you get to actually be at rest, like, okay, I've stopped. I'm done. And I don't know if this thing will let us do that. I don't know, man. It'd be cool if we could.
I think, me personally, I think I'm gonna have to be forced to be done, uh, aka death, and I won't force myself to be done because I've been trying to force myself to be done for a long time, and I just don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I get it, Ryan. I do. I do.
wow.
You know, it's like that. It's like that. It's like that. It starts to feel a little bit silly because it like kind of boils down to like greeting cards. You know, like you can't force the river; you have to flow with it. And then I get frustrated when people say that kind of stuff because it can't be that simple. But
Say
you're
that
telling me
again. You say that again. What did you just say about the river? Say that
the river,
again.
you can't force the river; you have to flow with it, right? I got that from a greeting card, literally at the gas station yesterday. It was on a card rack.
That's an epiphany right there.
And it's so, but it's the same as yours. Like, just be in the moment, or the same as mine. Like, unask the question. Like, is it really that simple?
I think we're trying to always read into something more than it is.
I want it to be harder. I
That's
want
it.
it, like, on some level, I want it to be more difficult than it is.
That's what it is. I don't want to take the easy answer. I want it to be more difficult. What is that? Occam's razor? Is that it? Like the most simple thing is always, or I'm going to mess
Yeah,
this
no,
up.
that's Occam's razor. Yeah, the simplest explanation is likely the true explanation, or
That's
whatever.
it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
But
I want to complicate, and that's the thing. I want to complicate everything. I don't want to look at something as being easy. I want to complicate it because I feel that I have to go through some sort of struggle for anything to mean something.
yeah, yeah. It's like this. I think that's why we so consistently like get in these like really heated, like angry, like personal attack fights with each other because
Yeah,
our friendship is so comfortable that we can't handle it.
we we can't just sit. And the reason I feel like for me, I can't just sit with you is because I think on a subconscious level, I like hanging out with you and I don't get to do it as much. So I feel guilty because I don't do it as much. And so then I'm like, I gotta make this meeting with Dave so important.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to make it life-changing every time we talk.
Right. And I get time with you and I'm like, oh man, I feel like my relationship with Ryan is so important that I need to fight for it. But
Yes.
it's so comfortable, there's nothing to fight for. So I like create conflict just to fight for it. What if we could stop that?
Well, let's see how long we could just sit and not have to do anything.
I feel like we're doing really well with that so far. Like we ordered the pizza without an argument. Now we're sharing epiphanies. Like this has been the easiest, like what, 5 or 7 or 10 minutes of our relationship. This has been great.
Can we just sit and be and not even talk?
Let's try it. That's it though.
That was cool. That was cool.
I was like at work and then I came back and like I went like 9 places, but I was there with you.
Hey, we did it.
Yeah.
Scene. Oh man.
Fun.
Oh my God, that was so fun, dude. You're so fun to play with. You're always of like and ever since I met you, you've always been of that thing of like, yeah, let's go. Like, let's have fun. Let's do. It's so fun.
Right on. You too. It's one of my favorite things about working with you as a peer in a scene or as a coach for my team is just that, like bringing that spark of like, yeah, let's. One of my favorite comments you ever made, and I remember this from early in meeting you, is, it's like you're having your day or whatever, and a good, like a fun day for me is like when I stub my toe hard enough to fall, like break my toe. Because that's an event. Now my day's about that. And man, I'm still like, I remember that when I'm having a rough time or I've decided something's wrong. It's like, wait, no, this is actually like, this could be fun if I want it to be.
It's funny you say that because yesterday something happened to my toe and like my toenail started bleeding and I'm like, where did this happen? And I couldn't remember if it was I stubbed it on something or it was during a walk or something. So it was very funny you mentioned that today of all days because I just went through that and it's perspective, right? It's how you look at things.
It's value assignment. Like, here's this moment, like I can be mad about it if I want to, I can feel like it's unjust, or I can just accept it as, I think we fall into like, why me? The real question is why not me, right? I'm just a person, like these events occur, these are random things, like why not try to enjoy it if I can?
I mean, in one way it's like we're unique, and then in another way it's like, hey, we ain't that unique.
Not special. Nope.
We're not special. My son and daughter will say, hey Dad, today's a good or bad day, your choice.
Oh, you've taught them well.
Wow. They taught me. They heard it from, I think one of their teachers told them that. And I always think about that each morning. I'm like, it's a good or bad day, my choice. And even the things you go through, it doesn't mean that you don't go through suffering or you don't feel sad or depressed or anxious or anything like that. But you can look at those as those are just valid feelings. Like I try to not label them as like, oh, that's a good feeling, that's a bad feeling. It's like, no, they're just feelings and they're all going to pass. And like, I had a friend of mine, One-Eyed Bob, who lost an eye and a leg to heroin addiction. I mean, but he was like the most calm dude ever. And he said to me once, he goes, yeah, I saw my friend the other day and he said, how you doing, Bob? And I go, not good. And my friend goes, don't worry, it'll change. And he goes, I saw my friend just the other day. He goes, how you doing, Bob? I go, oh, I'm doing great. My friend goes, don't worry, it'll change. And I thought that sums up perfectly what life is. Like everything's going to change. And if you look at it like this is happening for a good reason, I just don't know it yet, it changes your outlook because it's so easy for us to get in those moments of, like you said, the why me. like the kind of playing the victim of what's happening here. Which then goes back to our scene where it's like, is this free will or is it predetermined? And if you feel like it's why me and you're this victim, then it's a sense of like, I have no choice in the matter and everything bad's going to happen to me. And then pretty soon you start seeing everything in that light, and then you prove yourself right, where it's like you can look at it a completely different way and say like, oh yeah, no, you're not a victim in these circumstances. Not everything bad happens to you.
Yeah, right on. One of my favorite, you got the how you doing script, that social script, how you doing, fine, perfect, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's got their own answer. They always answer with, ran into a painter. This was like 2 years ago. Dude paints the wall. This is his job, his function. Is to fix drywall and paint that. I said, how you doing? He said, oh, a lot better than I think I am. Man, did that stick with me, man, because that is still true for me. I get all excited about how hard my life is. I do that every day, and I try to like reel myself in and back up, and that's still my thing, man. I'm a lot better than I think I am, because I will overthink it.
That is an amazing piece of philosophy. Isn't it funny how we get these moments in our life that, like, for me, I feel like the universe is saying, hey, man, you need to hear this, and you need to hear it right now.
Yeah.
And then what you want, it pops in. It's like, now it's up to you what you want to do with that. If you want to ignore it or you want to say, oh, that's BS, okay, that's fine. That's up to you. But if you want to listen to it and then go, these little interactions, and it ripples out. So then those little interactions we have with people can also affect them in similar ways, where you just smile to somebody and you're just smiling to be pleasant. That might take that person and it gets bigger and bigger, and it becomes such a bigger thing for them, even though for you it just seems like a very brief interaction.
I like to hope so. I try to remember that. Go to the grocery store, like just treat the person bagging your groceries, treat the person at the counter like selling you food, just be real, like really genuine, and you can see them like, whoa, like it's a real human interaction in the midst of 1,000 that are just transactional. I really try to remember to bring that with me where I go. I don't always, but I try.
And you also said a word which I think of when I think of you, which is genuine. Like, it's different between like, I'm faking it. People tell when you're faking something, but if you're genuine in the moment, like they can tell that, and it means so much more. So yeah, just trying to be really looking at this and trying to really be genuine and genuinely nice to somebody. That little action becomes a bigger action.
What better way to wrap this up?
Good
to see you.
It's so good to see you.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit earlier. You're a huge part of a group in Champaign, Urbana, Central Illinois, Zoo Improv, which is, there was the Champaign Urbana Improv Festival, which I was lucky enough to play at for a few years and come down there. And I always love working with y'all. Where can people find out, follow you, follow the group online? Like, do you have plans to do like online classes, anything like that? Like, where can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, thanks for the plug. You can absolutely like and follow me. You can like and follow Aubrey is my wife. Zoo Improv has its own Facebook kind of page. We also have a website, zooimprov.org or .com or .net. All three will redirect to the same location.
Yeah, smart.
We're on kind of hiatus right now, kind of figuring out how to do this, the Zoom stuff, trying to figure out what are we doing right now in the midst of all of this, they got this pandemic on. We're trying to figure that out.
Interesting.
So we're kind of in between things, but absolutely do pick us up on Facebook and pick us up on our website. We have a mailing list, and we're not going anywhere. We've been through over a decade of existing, and we're going to keep doing that.
Wow, I mean, that's like, for anybody who is an improviser, anything that's over a group staying together longer than 3 years is a huge testament. So I love the fact that you all are keeping it moving along, and like it's always fun watching your shows and coming down and playing with you all. So thank you so much, my friend. It was a blast for me. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, you too, Jay. I really appreciate you back, and this was a really fun thing for me. So maybe we'll do it again. Who knows how long this will go on?
We will, my friend. Love you, and give my best to Aubrey too.
Love you too, buddy. Be well out there. And you're going to play with Aubrey soon. So
Yes.
I think you guys are coming up on Wednesday. So anybody who's still watching, first of all, thank you for still watching. And secondly, stay tuned for that.
Be well, brother.
Have fun.